to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show.
Don't get with it. Yes. Fallon's ready to start cheering. Hey, we're back. Season 6 of BET's The Game. We're here on AFTERBUZZ. I'm your girl, Stanley, and I'm going to let my lovely co-hosts introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, I'm Fallon Mercedes. I've done AFTERBUZZ for quite a few seasons, but I'm very excited to do The Game. I just had chills watching today's show. What about you guys?
Oh my goodness, it was amazing. I am Megan Thomas. Just got done with AFTERBUZZ show Deception, After Show for Deception. So now I'm rolling into The Game, and this episode was very interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on.
It is, and it's going to be so exciting to recap it all with you. I am Ashley Gray, and as always, please tweet us during the show. Let us know if you have any comments or if you wanted to just join in on the conversation. That's at Tweet Nina Marie, or you can always tweet AFTERBUZZ TV.
How you guys doing? I'm the cultured athlete, Brandon London. This is actually my first AFTERBUZZ, AFTERBUZZ show.
Welcome to the team.
How you guys doing?
Hold on, wait. So for athletes, when they're newbies, aren't we supposed to, like, you get pranked? So we
You get
should be
hazed.
pranking?
The rookie.
We're going to have to plan that, guys.
I handle mine like a seasoned veteran. I handle mine like a seasoned veteran. Right here next to me, I have my former teammate from Miami Dolphin days. We have Miami Dolphin third-round pick, 7 years ago. He's been with the Giants. He's been with the Bills, the Raiders. He's definitely an NFL journeyman. He knows what he's doing. The boy can play ball. Palmdale, California native, Derek Hagan. Derek, say what's up.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a blast to be here with y'all. First time for me, but hometown boy back here in LA. So I'm ready to get this going with y'all.
And it's so important to have an NFL perspective on this show, because a lot of people watch the show and they forget it's about football. It's the whole premise of everything. So we can't wait for you to join in.
Can't wait to share the truths.
Yes, we want
Not
to
gonna
hear
get
it.
too much out of us. We don't snitch like Jose Canseco, but we'll definitely
Keeping it real.
keep it real, like the kids say.
We're going there, but actually we wanted to start off with recapping a little bit how we feel about season 5. But even before we do, we have such a good mix of people. I want to get one line of what you do outside of AFTERBUZZ TV, because sometimes that perspective is so important on how you view the show. So I'm Stanley. I've been in TV production for years. I don't want to say how many years, because then you might know my age. But
Aren't you 21?
26.
Okay.
26.
Okay. We'll rock with that.
Yeah. But I've been doing TV production work on a lot of reality shows here in LA, so I have kind of that other perspective of behind the scenes, so I want to share with you.
Okay.
What about you?
I am a celebrity fitness reporter. I have a site called fitwithfallon.com, and what I do is I interview athletes and celebrities about their fitness and nutrition regimens. I also dated a basketball player for 4 years, and he went overseas, and I went with him, so I know that whole dynamic of, being with an athlete. So I definitely feel what's going on in this show.
All right. Yes. So I have been in syndicated radio for 5 years now. And outside of that, I also work a lot in sports. I help run a basketball nonprofit. Ooh. And in addition to that, I also run a consulting firm that helps athletes and entertainers with their charities, with their PR, with their branding. So I understand the side of it that goes with the athlete off the court. Off the court, off the field, all of that.
And I'm like the oddball out. I'm a teacher.
Shout out to the teachers out there.
I teach elementary school.
That's the hardest.
Exactly. It is.
Never again.
However, you know, I do come from an athletic background, so I've dated an athlete or 2 or 3. But
Topic number. We got a couple topics on our head. Going up.
I just love the game. I love football, and
Ain't no shaming your game.
And there's a good connection. Elementary school and athletes, same thing.
No, I don't that's a long stretch.
I'm going on my 7th year as a professional football player. 3 years in the NFL with the Giants, Dolphins, and a little cup of tea with the Steelers.
Wait. You got to shout out your ring.
I was going to get to that. 3 years up in Canada in the CFL. I'm a Montreal Alouette. Like I said, I'll be on my 4th season coming up in June. I have a Super Bowl ring with the Giants from my rookie year, and I have a Canadian Grey Cup ring, which is like their Super Bowl up there with the Alouettes. So I'm one of 6 players ever to play the game that has a Super Bowl ring and Grey Cup ring. And if you don't believe me, you can Google it. And if you still don't believe me after that, tweet me at Cultured Athlete, and I'll prove you right.
Isn't it wavy? Wavy? That's
what they call me up in Canada. They call me wavy. But, hey, we'll get into that. We're going to get into that. I don't want to steal. I don't want to steal the show. We're here for the game.
All right.
Derek Hagan, please tell them about your credentials.
Oh man. Anyways, my background is I went to Arizona State. Pretty much got every football record that they have there. Obviously I put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, but that's where I went to school at. So shout out to those Sun Devils. And also I'm out here in LA currently training, trying to get ready for this season. These past 2 years I've been playing for the Raiders, but I'm currently a free agent. So I'm just out here trying to stay in shape, get right, and keep this NFL journey going. I've been playing for a long time. This will be my 8th year, so I'm looking forward to it.
8 years in the game.
Shout out to that.
All right.
Long time.
Well, perfect. Let's get into it. There was so much going on in this episode. Let's talk a little bit, though, about Season 5. I have to say I'm Team Derwin all the way. I've never really been into Melanie. I've always thought she was kind of selfish. And so this episode with Derwin was so emotional for me. I saw Fallon crying, I think.
I was crying.
There
were no tears.
She was pretty close, but I definitely think my main thing that I loved about this episode was Derwin's journey that we'll get into in a little bit.
He cried a lot during this episode. He cried at least, 2 or 3 times.
Which was good.
I know probably from an athlete perspective, once you play on a team for so long, it becomes family. And then when you have to leave, you're not only leaving your teammates, you're leaving your family, then you got to go somewhere else and start it all over again.
Because people have to understand, people at home, football is a business. Like, it is one of the biggest business. What is it, $9 billion business out there?
Big business.
Wow.
You don't get too attached with the team you play with. Yeah, I love being a New York Giant. I love being a Miami Dolphin. The things that you get attached to is, the relationships that you develop in the locker room with your guys, with your boys. Like, I would go and practice with D. Hague, and then we'd be on Xbox playing each other in Madden, talking trash to each other, knowing goodness when I'm going to see him at 6 o'clock the next morning. But, you build those relationships, and those are your guys. So when he was sitting there crying in the meat freezer and stuff, I had a little... I was sitting there thinking about when I got picked up when I left the Giants to go to the Dolphins, and I didn't cry to Steve Smith, but I was just like, "You my boy, man. We rocked out, man. We gonna do this thing, man. We gonna do this." So I see
Real
what he's feeling.
emotions, yeah.
I mean, that's just how it goes. The NFL is a business. Guys come and go, and 1 minute they may be there, next minute they be gone, and you just gotta get used to it. There definitely can't be no hard feelings around because every year new guys are coming in. Older guys are going out, so you just have to be prepared for it, and it's pretty much a mindset. So we've seen it over the past 3-4 years, and that's just how it goes.
Have you cried?
Nah, no crying.
No tears.
No crying.
Brandon, you cried. I know you
Derek,
cried.
I didn't want to put you on the spot, but do you watch the game? Have you watched any of the
I watched a few shows, so this show we just about to talk about. I've been checking it out to make sure I'm on point and know what I'm talking about up here.
Okay, cool. Let me find out, Ashley. What do you think about last season?
Well, I was always Team Melanie and Derwin because, they're perfect for each other. I think that, they made a very powerful couple, and there is no Derwin without Melanie, vice versa. So
They're a perfect mess.
No, but who doesn't love a perfect mess? I mean, that's life. And I thought they were so beautiful together. And like, you know, when he was shouting her out in this episode, I was like, get it, boy, because that's how you hold your woman down. That's how you're supposed to do it. So I'm definitely team Derwin and Melanie. So,
but it was interesting when he shouted her out. He said, "My boo." And I don't know how I feel about that. Ladies, once you get a title of a wife, don't you think that he should have shouted out "my wife"?
Oh, it's okay. I know I'm the wife.
Okay.
They have rings, and I think it's understood. They have rings. They're together. But I think it says something about their relationship when you can say, yeah, she's my wife, but she's still my boo. She's still my homie lover friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a good thing, I think, that they didn't lose the boo-ness
Yeah.
once they got married.
It's cute.
But I'll say I am Team Tasha Mack all the way. That is my girl, and I'm so excited that she is now, you know, at the end of last season, she was with Pookie.
Yeah.
Her homeboy, now he's her boo. And I really think this is good for her because she's had a lot of man trouble in the past. And even though Rick Fox is, you know,
Yeah, creeping
back in with his old curly hair, I think this is good that she is with Pookie, and I'm hoping that it works out because that's her best friend.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because even last season, she was having communication problems and talking to him and telling him her real emotions and real feelings. And right away in this first episode, she's just being so honest and real with her feelings. It's a new Tasha Mack.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she still called Rick Fox right after getting off the Skype session.
What did she say to him though? Because
why is she calling him?
Because she was telling him, "Look, I'm happy." Because he kept calling her, so she was calling him to say, "Look, brother, I'm happy. We're done. There's no more us. I got a new man." And then he shows up at her door.
I'm not
And she
buying.
knew what
I'm not
time
buying
she
it
knew
either.
what time
I'm
it
not.
was.
Yeah.
I'm not buying.
I can't. I'm not buying that.
I'm not buying that.
Speaking of buying anything, everyone go to iTunes, rate, comment, and share. We absolutely love to hear your comments, your feedback. Rate us, give us 5 stars, not 1, 2, 3, but 5. 5 stars, and let us know how you feel about the show and this after show. So.
You know y'all like this after show.
Yes,
they like
yes.
It. You know, we're gonna get our 5 stars.
So let's get deep into this episode. It started off with some sexy legs, I have to say, walking down the hallway.
Those legs.
Some Louboutins.
Last night, I covered the red carpet for a Sierra event, and that was one thing, you know, my Fit with Fallon website that we were talking about is Sierra has killer legs.
She does.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be her, but I'm like, wow, those legs are on point.
Right.
And they do look
She's a
little
dancer.
familiar. Yeah.
So, of course, she has an amazing dancer body.
And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. When I watched this and I saw those legs, I was like, "Oh, those legs are amazing!" I immediately stood up and stood on my tippy toes.
She was trying
to get my legs like this.
Trying to recreate. I wasn't fooling myself. Just that height alone, because I'm sitting on some phone books right now. That's why
gave it away.
I thought we not
Just got-
switching.
yeah,
We
y'all-
not
I don't know who else sitting on the phone, but it ain't me.
that's what I was about to say. I'm not
Y'all
snitching
notice
on
how-
Ashley. I'm just saying, just me.
You notice how everybody's the same height up there.
No,
Yeah.
I love the way, you know, it started off with her walking. You know, they showed Derwin doing the pull-ups and all that stuff. Tasha Mack being Tasha Mack, getting ready, and it's just like I was sitting there in my seat, like, oh, you know, with the game,
Yeah.
they're gonna
That's the
throw
thing,
something in.
what's
They got
gonna-
something for us, and
They-
I just sat there.
They did a really good job of capturing everyone's personalities and reintroducing us to who they actually are, especially Malik with all them girls. I'm like, come on, he didn't change.
Chill. Living that life. He's about that life.
And it was
Yeah.
interesting that they started off with Sierra because we want to go into the new characters before we get into like our old favorites. And I didn't even know that she was going to be such an integral part of the show. And like it seems the way that they're working her in, because she's like best friends with Lauren London's character, that she's going to be almost like Shardonay was last season. So it's just so interesting to see where she's going to fit in, that whole love triangle maybe with some of the other new characters.
You know what's so crazy about that? So I looked at the credits at the end. Sierra plays herself. So at first I was like, is she playing a character or is she really herself? And so she's playing herself, but at the same time she's playing like, she's kind of fast.
Supermodel, yeah.
She's kind of fast. I'm like,
Maybe
hold on,
that's what she
Sierra.
is.
I'm like, hold on. Is that true about
And she was talking to Malik, at the party and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, did they used to try and get at that, or what's that situation with that? So I say she's about that life. I think she's about that life. As you can see, because what Ray J say, she smashed the homie. Like, she smashed the homie at the end. But let's not get into that. Like we said,
gonna call us. Hold on.
Call me. Hey, I'll take her out to dinner and apologize.
Well, we have to get your perspective.
Won't be too happy with that.
We have to get your guys' perspective on athletes and celebrities. Is that a natural dating situation, or is it just kind of urban legend that they normally get together?
I mean, I think it's natural. I mean, you see what's going on. There's a whole lot of athletes out there that's dating celebrities, and celebrities dating athletes. So it just it almost just runs together because we know what type of business we're in. We know what goes on. So everybody's pretty much used to it.
We see them at all the events, all the parties and stuff like that. And obviously, any chance you get, like, say, I don't want to say Beyonce, but say I see Minka Kelly or something at a party, I want to go talk to her. Like, I feel like, yes, I have to go talk to her. So, go do that. Then you get that introduction, or maybe you have an agent or a manager, somebody like, yeah, this is Brendan London. Well, it'll sound cool. It'll sound cool when you say Brendan London from the CFL. She's like, CFL? What's that? But you see him all the time, and it just, stuff that happens. Like, you just party together, hang out together.
And I think it's probably like a good photo op, especially for the NFL players that are trying to, their come up. Ocho Cinco trying to get his own reality show.
Right.
Evelyn dating her, wifing her, and not hitting her, but that was a good look.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you remember what Lauren London's character did when she kissed him and said, "Now you're famous." It's one thing, people don't know us because we have football helmets on and stuff. So now you're seeing a lot of guys, they're taking the helmets off, they're doing, they're going to Twitter, they're going to GQ magazines, and they're doing all these things where we can get our faces out and stuff like that. So we're big. We're Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Those are big names, but you don't know anybody else, down the line like that. So when she kissed him and brought him into that entertainment realm, like that world, now you're famous, boy. His Twitter followers went up. Oh, yeah. I was sitting there like, oh, he's about to get the cover.
I have a question though. Is that really what happens on draft night?
I didn't get drafted. I didn't get drafted, so
is it crazy? Because I thought people were with their families.
I mean, you can sit here and say everybody's out there with their families having a good time. They got the parties, they got the ESPN parties, NFL parties, all these after parties going on. But draft day, you are there with your family. Other than that, there shouldn't be nobody else in the green room back there.
I see some looks coming.
If there's somebody else,
wifey here, dog. Wifey here, dog. Chill out. I gotta give you a ride home later.
We good, but come on. But there shouldn't be nobody back there because draft day is supposed to be, you and your family. It's supposed to be a special moment that you're going to be able to cherish, and you don't want a moment like that to be messed up by somebody silly, being there. So
he was drafted.
But I didn't. I wasn't in New York, you know what I'm saying? Actually, walking down and meeting the commissioner and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was in Hampton, Virginia.
That's all right. You made it in there.
Well, speaking of the draft, it started off with the draft, and number 1 pick was Bryce Blueprint, which is the name of this episode. And let's kind of get into his character and where we see him going.
Well, he is absolutely gorgeous. He is very handsome. And, the cherry on top of this chocolate pudding sundae that is just so amazing is that he's educated. He's from Stanford. So I was like, get it. I loved everything about it, and I think that it's very important that. Well, I thought it was amazing that they made him from Stanford. He's black, he's intelligent, and he's an athlete. Because I love athletes. No offense, but some people think that athletes are stupid, and I'm like, that's not the case. So I really appreciate the game really saying, my first draft pick from Stanford, educated, black, strong man.
Yeah, and he's a military brat too, so shout out to all the military. But the one thing that I liked about him is that his dad is very present in his life. And that's really good to see that as a role model. His father is there. Now, his father's a little overbearing, but his father is there in his life, and so I think that's really important that they push that to the forefront.
And that was Moesha's daddy.
He got the same hairdo as he did in Moesha.
I'm like, is that Momo's dad?
Hilarious.
That was cute.
And she's in this too.
Yeah.
Brady's in this. That's so weird.
It's a little complicated.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was just going on Ashley's point because I remember last season we had a lot of people, and we want you to tweet in at AFTERBUZZ TV while we're talking, and we'll try to get to some of them in a little bit. But a lot of people were saying that the game and BET in general kind of stereotypes black people by doing this show and just making it about athletes. Like, why didn't they make it about doctors? Why did it, you know?
But it's called The Game.
That's what I mean.
Right.
It has to be about athletes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about someone, and athletes are a big part of, you know, African American culture, and I don't think anyone in here is necessarily stereotyped. There are people that are like Malik. There's people like Derwin, who's, you know, into the church and different things. So it's just good that you brought up that BET is kind of showing different types
Of
people
athletes.
in
Yeah.
our society.
They overdo it a little bit, though. You know, like,
us about
some
it.
of the
Tell us
stuff
about
is just too dramatic. Like, I guess what was it, season 5 when Malik was getting into it with the owner? No, season 4 when he was getting into it with the owner.
Yeah.
The bodyguard just pulls the gun out, just starts shooting in midair. You're going to jail for that. You're not doing that. Or Derwin's running around. He's got his he's got his jersey on and stuff like that. Who's out there running? Who goes from the club straight to the practice field running around and stuff? Like, come on. Some of the
You've
stuff
never
is
done
a little-
that?
No.
But do you know
Worked out
teammates?
so hard that you are about, you know, a lot of the athletes that I see, they balance it out. And Derwin, you know, he knew that he had to get back in the game, and one way to do that is to go hard. I know, reading up and following up with Ocho Cinco, he used to sleep in the Pat Stadium. That's how dedicated to the game he was.
He had
Right,
to.
yeah, he sort of had, because he had to get on page with everybody else.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what Derwin was doing. I feel like that was relatable. I
It's
don't know.
a saying, you got to get it in to get it out, but to get it out, you got to get it in. So you got to go to the club, have a good time. You got to get it in, but you got to wake up the next morning and you got to work out. You got to get it out.
But that's what Derwin was doing.
Yeah, but it's just
Some
he
guys
already
can't
had
do
his
that.
jersey on, all that stuff like that. He wasn't even doing wide receiver drills. He's running suicide. He don't play basketball. Like, what? Go touch the line and come back. That's not. What is that doing? That's getting you tired before practice. You better not drop a ball. That's what's going to get you cut. But you know, it's where they're going with it is I really like what BET's doing, and to go back to the new draft pick, Bryce Blueprint, Stanford guy. But he's fighting in the club, you know. I didn't want them to do that. I didn't want them to do that. I don't want to see him fighting, upstanding black kid, great morals, the father, you know, and all that stuff. But he's fighting and ninja and all that stuff, man.
But, you know, but he does explain that. He does say to everybody, well, he explains and he says that people think because I'm this black guy from Stanford that I'm soft. So I think at that point he was kind of like, yo, this is my night, and this dude is trying to check me on my night. So I've got to let these people know, like, no, you're not about to do that to me.
Right.
To me, that was the part in the episode where emotionally I really got connected, because I seen how hurt Derwin was. That, you know, he's always been the good guy. He's always been the one to stop fights, not to really, you know, get into fights himself, but he was so hurt and torn that he was willing to fight this new guy that he felt was taking his place.
And I feel like because he was the rookie, he felt like he had to prove himself and take up for himself. So he didn't want to just get punked by Derwin on his night. And and I feel like if he would have got punked, then everyone just would have ran over him.
Completely. I don't think it was his fault fighting at all. He was somewhat defending himself, and Derwin has kind of gone on a roller coaster with emotions last season. He was acting kind of demonish or whatnot. And like, I don't want to go too much into Tia Mowry, because, you know, she's left the show, but I think it's kind of when there's problems in a relationship, especially when it's husband or wife, it can affect, I think, especially men in a way like this. So I don't think it's necessarily just about him getting traded. It's just, oh my God, I sacrificed maybe my marriage for staying with this team. I thought that was important, and now the team doesn't feel that I'm that important.
Well, he's starting over. You know, that's what it is. So just you getting traded to a new team, you're starting all over again.
And I think he should be happy though, because his wife is in Baltimore.
Well, in a way he should, but you know, when you start a life somewhere, you don't want to change right away. And for him, you know, especially being a vet and being a football player, when a rookie comes in, you know what's happening. If they draft him, they draft him for a reason. And then for him to get traded, you know, now he's going across the country. It's a big move, a big step, and you feel like you're losing everything. But you know, it's just you got to be able to adapt and adjust and just be able to move on.
Yeah, I think also, where he was saying that, yeah, he's going to be with his wife, but it's going to be on her terms. She's already established. She's already practicing. So it's kind of by her rules, because now he's going to be the newbie. Now he's going to be the rookie to the new team.
Right. And Derwin Davis, you've got 2 rings already. You got 2 championship rings, and you just got rewarded $50 million. What are you crying about? Why are you so worried about it? In the NFL, like in the CFL, professional sports, once you get one, it's so hard to get one ring. Like it's so hard for you to get.
I don't even have one, so he's over here. He's got two.
I forgot mine's at home.
I need to catch up to him.
But once you get that ring, it's like, go get the money. Go get the money then, because you're cuttable at any time. Anybody could get cut. Ocho Cinco's been cut. Jerry Rice has been cut. There's just a long list of names of greats who've been cut. So once a team feels like, okay, there's a hot new Bryce Blueprint runs a 4.0. I've never seen someone run a 4.0 before. That's moving. That's the same boat moving right there. So he's the future. They came up. They grabbed somebody younger. They grabbed somebody cheaper. They grabbed somebody who's going to be the future. So Derwin, I saw why he would be mad, because it's his boys.
But he's not necessarily cheaper. He's the #1 pick. So,
but they just gave Derwin $50 million.
That's true. They broke him off. They
$50 million.
You guys, have you ever had any altercations with your teammates?
Me personally, nah.
No.
It's
You're just a good guy, huh?
I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, there's beef that goes on in the locker room, but most of that time it's pretty much during like training camp, because everybody's in there competing and fighting for jobs, because in NFL there's only going to be 53 guys on the roster. They may have 90 guys come into training camp, 53 are going to be there. So, sometimes
I've seen Hard Knocks, honey.
So it's just like hard. That's how it is. It goes down. Training camp, you're there for 4 or 5 weeks. You're around, nothing but men. That's it. That's what's out there wherever you go. Some teams go to different cities for training camp, and it's a battle. That's what goes on, and in a way it's fun, but it's your job, it's your profession, and you want to be there, so you're going to do everything you need to do just to make sure you make it.
My rookie year, I got hyped up into going on extra hard, and I pushed Sam Madison. This was back in my Giant days. I pushed Sam Madison extra hard. He was like, rookie, came, grabbed my face mask and started grabbing, get off me, trying to be all extra hard and stuff. And I walked away, my jersey was all hemmed up, my face mask was all messed up. I got back to the huddle like, he ain't gonna mess with me again. He ain't whoop me, man. He ain't whoop me. He grabbed up, and once you get the face mask, it's over.
Man, he whooped you.
I thought I hit him with a forearm or something. I don't know.
Can we make a phone call to him? Because I'm not sure if the story went down.
Call him up.
Let's see how he describes it.
He got whooped.
But speaking of fighting, right afterwards they went into the meat locker, and Jason gave a pretty profound speech on football and the game. So I kind of wanted to see what you guys thought about that, and just how he was saying that it's not about the money, it's about what we love to do. So no matter whether you're not here anymore, you're still going to love the game. Do you think that's really realistic in these times where people are living at such a high level of mansions, cars? You have so much pressure to keep a certain image. Money has to be part of it.
It's that lifestyle. It's the whole football lifestyle, coach and athlete lifestyle, whatever it is you want to call it. You like Derwin was saying, how he felt invincible. You feel invincible. You got the keys to. I got the key to New York from winning the Super Bowl with the Giants. Like, you go to
Do you
parties.
have to give it back?
And what does it open up? What does it open?
That's locked up. That is locked up somewhere. No, but you get in the clubs, you get into it, you go to events, people come up to you, hey, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. It gets to you. Some people, they overdo it, and, they attract themselves and they attach themselves to that's who they are. That's who they base themselves out of. So once you get that falling, once you fall from grace, it hurts. It hurts. Like when I got cut by the Miami Dolphins, I sat out of football the entire year. People weren't calling me, people who were wanting to party and stuff like that all the time. Back when I was on, nobody would pick up a phone call or nobody wanted to hang because, like Derwin said, I don't want to be irrelevant. You're irrelevant now. And now I had to go to like a Gold's Gym to go work out a couple times to stay in shape.
You gotta do that.
Because Gold's Gym is so horrible.
From what we've been around,
I'm sure, yeah.
We got our own weight room. We got our own locker room, spa, jacuzzi, all that. You just kick back, you watching watching TV, doing all that. The people make breakfast for you and all that. I'm waking up trying to put the Pop-Tart in the toaster. Like, now what do I do? You know,
You ain't got nobody there for you.
You don't know.
So.
You don't. It's like it's this entirely different world when you. But he was just getting traded to another team. But when you feel like you've fallen from grace, it hurts. That's why guys have committed suicide.
Wow.
Guys go bankrupt. Still trying to live that life and stuff. Once you get attached to it, because it's something you've been working hard for your entire life. So once you get there, you never want it to end. Never want it to end.
Well, that definitely explains the emotions that we saw during when Jason was, trying to give Derwin a pep talk.
Yeah, I like this Jason. He seems a little bit more human.
Insane.
Yeah.
And I like how him and Chardonay are just so cute. Chardonnay,
Chardonay is ratchet.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
First of all, she need to go ahead and have a couple of seats. She is too ratchet.
Thank you.
Okay, you know what?
You don't like her Patricia feel?
I don't like how
has a good heart.
that's one character I don't like. BT really ghettoed her out, and they didn't have to do her like that.
And I don't even think it's believable.
No, that's what I mean.
Pick
It's like
somebody who could play the role. Like, no, Brandy, you're not ratchet. Sit down.
I like her. I
like her in the
ratchet.
role. I don't see ratchet at all.
gosh.
But here's the reason why I like this character, because she's so opposite of what Jason was. If you think about it, in the former seasons, Jason he had a white wife. He didn't want anything to do that was black. He's a cheapo. He's just completely opposite of her.
Yeah.
And so I liked how last season, they got together, they played her in there, and I didn't think she was gonna make it. And now they're at this wonderful place. It's shown another side of Jason, which I really like.
Yeah,
So
I like
yes, Chardonnay is a little Chardonnay, as her name implies, but I think it balances him very well.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah.
No, I
Don't judge me.
I
Don't judge
agree.
me.
It balances him well, but I still don't like the character.
I don't think it's I honestly don't think that Jason and her character is believable. I don't think that he would be with someone like that for that long unless he had an ulterior motive, which, maybe that is the case and it will come out, but I just realistically I don't see it.
What would his ulterior
Sometimes that
motive
happens because, and I don't even want to get too much into white and black because it's at the end of the day, it's not
It's
really
all
about
love,
that.
baby. It's all love.
It's just about like. They didn't love each other when they first got together, him and Kelly, his first wife. And it was about money and about different things. And so sometimes you do go kind of opposite when you're looking for love and he's ready to settle down. So I think it is kind of
That's a good
believable
point.
that he would get with someone very opposite from his first wife. Because it's either you get with someone exactly like the first wife or opposite. But yeah, Chardonnay is a little extra.
Where's
but
Stacey
it's-
Dash? They need to bring them back together, those two,
That
right?
was cool.
Like that one.
No, but she was dating the quarterback.
This is
after
Quan
that.
Kirkland. Y'all remember Quan?
You see what we got to deal with? Let's make a TV show on that. How about that? No basketball wise, no football wise. How about a TV show on just women that we've dated that just go on and date other football players and stuff like
How
that?
do you guys feel about that? Like in the locker room when you guys are talking and one of your dudes is currently dating a girl that maybe somebody else, she's been around the block and he might
Smash
not
the
know.
homie.
Are you guys just silent on that? Or do you guys talk and be like, yo, she's been with such and such?
Man, we try to let him know on a lightweight tip, but what he does is what he does. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's
and
it.
it just, to me, it depends on. I'm gonna sound so shallow. What the girl's status is. So say if it was Sierra. And I know that one of my teammates had already, messed with Sierra, but my new teammate is messing with her. I was, congratulations, man, you got that, blah blah blah. But if she's just some like. Oh man, I don't want to say bartender. There's nothing wrong with you bartenders, but if she's just like a bartender or something else, like homeboy used to smash that, right? Danger smashed the homie, right? So,
Wow.
I mean, it happens, It happens. You can't, like you said, love is love. You never know who you're going to fall in love with. People make mistakes and, messing and dating with other people. You learn and you grow from it. But we're at that age now. I'm 28. What are you, like 80? We're at that age now.
We're supposed to be hazing you.
But it doesn't care. Some people don't care, nowadays. Some people just want to find that right one,
Well, you made a good point. Like, if it's a celebrity, it's a notch on your belt. And Sierra messed around with #1 draft pick, Bryce.
Yeah.
And so do you think she's a notch on his belt, do you think Lauren London's character is going to be the one that he kind of loves and is going to be committed to and chasing after, and Sierra's just kind of
Yeah, definitely he's going to chase after Lauren London. I think as Sierra, you know, she's gone. She's going to be on to the next football player, the next rapper, the next singer. So, you know, Lauren London, she's going to be the one who's going to be down for him because, you know, she's a bartender, or you know, she's just a regular girl.
She's a child star.
She's a star.
She's not a star anymore.
Yeah.
She's trying to get in, and we've seen John Singleton on the show, who's a director who, you know, she was trying to get in, but she's trying to be on the come up, so she's not there yet. So she's probably bartending to get herself
Well,
high.
she knows where the status at, and the status was with the #1 pick. So
Yeah, but she didn't give him none.
She's got morals.
That's not
Do you
moral.
think
She
she-
just wanted to play it. She know you. If he, oh man, I'm
She
telling
knows,
you.
she knows.
If you smash the first night, then I mean, I can't. We can't really look at it like, oh, I'm going to marry this girl or whatever like that. So she played her cards right. She did what she's supposed to do.
So she's playing the game.
He's 20 years old. He's just got he's the #1 draft pick. He's 20 years old. You can't expect him to be like, oh, I met her tonight, so I'm just going to wait for her to come around and stuff like that. No, 20 years old. Sierra caught him at the bar.
she caught him at the right time.
So do you think Lauren should give him a chance after that?
She's going to have to. She's going to make him work for it, though, make him prove it. Obviously, he showed a side to her that he can love. Like, he can really be about her and stuff like that. I mean, she walked in and dude was, you know, butt naked. Like, you know, he showed a little thirstiness right there.
It's so embarrassing. I felt embarrassed for him.
Why?
I love Tasha though. She was like, hold up, black man.
See?
He was just trying to pop it off. Like, I mean, that's just a rookie. That's a rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. You can't do that with somebody like
They
that.
don't know what's going on.
But I feel like Lauren London's going to make him work for it, and
Definitely.
you know, that's going to be a great little relationship right there.
Yeah.
Watch them grow.
And going into her character, I feel like they're trying to go into celebrity and fame and the downsides and the positive sides. Even like you were saying with the meeting with John Singleton, he was kind of just trying to whatever her agent and not trying to really listen to her. And do you think that fame is something that everyone should strive for, or is it just your career and your focus on being a good actor and
Yeah,
the
I don't think you should strive for fame. I think I think if you do what you love, people are naturally drawn to that because they see you and they see that you're passionate about it and they see that you're really good at it.
Right.
So then more people like you, more people, you know, want to know what you're doing, what your drive is. And so you naturally become famous because of that. But I think when people seek the fame instead of seeking to do what they love, then that's when things are out of order, and then that's when they don't find fulfillment.
I think again, Ocho Cinco, to bring him up again, I think he was so thirsty for the fame, and now his fall has been so hard.
I wouldn't call it thirsty for
I
the
would.
fame.
You don't think he's thirsty for
Some people are
fame?
just like, he's just a naturally good guy. He's just a nice, vibrant guy.
I'm not saying
He's just different. That's all.
I'm not saying he's not a nice guy, but he is thirsty.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
Yeah,
He's been doing that for years, for a long time. Since he came into the league, you knew what he was about. You know, he would ball out on the football field, but you do have a life outside of the football field, and that's exactly what he was doing. You know, he was going out, having a good time, promoting himself. And, you know, like they say, the average football career is 3 to 4 years. You know,
And you're going 8?
Yeah, and I'm going to year 8. So, you know, I'm blessed to be playing for a long time. But, you know, in Ocho Cinco's case, he knew what he was doing. You know, he was still while he was playing and balling and doing what he had to do, he was promoting himself at the same time.
Trying to build a
But
brand.
I feel it's thirsty when, to me, I just didn't think his relationship with Evelyn was genuine. To me, that was, and if you're marrying somebody who has a reality show to get your own reality show, to me, that's thirsty.
So that's like Kim and Kanye. Is that genuine?
And that's thirsty.
I mean, it could be, but then at a certain standpoint, just like they were saying, there's certain people that just, even in the classroom in elementary school, there's kids that like to stand out and like to attention and like this. It's not necessarily about what that gets you. It's just probably part of his personality to kind of shine and be extreme. So then,
I mean, like Malik on the show. Malik is clearly, you know, all about himself.
the fame.
The fame,
Yeah.
baby. The fame and the lady.
Well, let's talk about Malik. We haven't really talked about him and his character
Shout out to
falling off
Malik.
the wagon, which is a serious issue that BET is kind of trying to touch upon. And like even in the limo ride when they're playing Faded, which is perfect music.
Shout out to the music this season.
Yeah.
The music in this episode was awesome. Yes.
It just shows kind of I don't think that was over dramatic at all. I've seen people that are true alcoholics, and when they're drunk, it's a different level of drunk. And the only thing I wanted to know is, do you think it's because of the pressure that he goes through being an athlete, trying to keep up a certain status, that's what draws him to drink, or is he just a drunk?
I think it's that. I think it's also mixed with insecurities that he has. To me, his character doesn't seem like he has any strong base, whether it's religion or meditation or any, we see that with Derwin, but not with him. He doesn't have a stable relationship. I mean, he's attached to the hip with his mom, but even that relationship goes up and down, so there's no stability. So I feel like that brings on the insecurity, where I think that could also bring on the overindulgence in the substance.
But if you look at it, Malik that's the classic case of NFL player right there. You know, strong relationship with their mother and no father, no father to be there, no one to put that structure in your life. Don't do this, don't do that. So you got the one guy, the blueprint, with the father, the Army father, who's be up at this time. You got to do this. 26 more laps to go. But Malik, he didn't have that structure. So people can't look at him and be like, oh, look at him. He's got all that money. He's doing this, acting a fool. You didn't grow up with him. What, Richmond, California, in the streets with just a single mother or whatever like that. So, I mean, the drinking, it starts, I feel like, for athletes, it starts out as something that's just, it's entertainment. It's part of what we're doing. We're out, we're bottle popping, we're doing all that.
Having a good time.
Then it comes, you attach yourself to that life. So then you always think you got to be drinking or something like that to go out to do all that. And then after that, your tolerance is just crazy. And then that's when all the demons and stuff seek into your head, and then that pressure gets to you and all that. And then, like you say, it just falls off the wagon. But shout out to TT. Shout out to TT. Shout out to friends like that. Friends like that. So whether it's an athlete or anybody, like you said, that drinking thing is crazy.
I feel like TT is the little angel on his shoulder that just pops in from time to time.
And I feel so bad because TT went through so much with him and still holds him down. So definitely shout out to TT.
Yeah, and it's sad about the assistant. She's such an enabler, but in real life, in real situations, athletes have enablers around them all the time. All the time. And then it's sad because when you're in this bubble and you don't have anybody really telling you, no, you cannot do this because you're put on this pedestal, it's kind of like a downward spiral because this person is helping you, be a detriment to yourself. And what can you do if you don't have a TT? What do you do if there's no TT around you?
But then to look at the other perspective, like being an assistant, she's trying to come up, and I think a lot of people get fallen on the wayside just trying to get their career started, trying to get money, trying to go after certain things, and she can't really set him in his place. She kind of either has to go with the flow or quit, you know what I'm saying? So it's a hard position even for her to be in. I'd never want to be in that position.
But I think that's a personal choice because you look at, for example, Michael Jackson and the doctor, Dr. Conrad, it's kind of like I need a job. And so I'm going to go ahead and put away the morals to the side and I'm going to do whatever this person needs me to do because I need this paycheck. And that's kind of sad because now you're enabling somebody to be a harmful aspect to themselves, you know what I mean?
Completely. You're enabling, but then at the end of the day, the responsibility is on them. Just even with that scenario, did he kill Michael Jackson? That's a whole deeper thing, because at the end of the day, if someone was like, inject me with this, and you do it, they're kind of killing themselves. So it's kind of a balance on how much she's the cause for Malik's downfall.
And like you were saying with the come up, that personal assistant, she's just trying to come up. So you're sitting there, she sees him drunk, she sees him with all the women and all that. She goes to Bossip or Nicole Beachy or one of those rumor gossip sites. Shout out to Nicole. Goes to a gossip site, gives them some pictures of Malik falling out drunk, whatever. She's a star. She gets her reality show then or whatever like that. Then she gets all her Twitter followers, Instagram pictures up just off of showing, the bad side of this famous athlete or whatever like that. So she's just there for the come up, I feel like. And like he said, she's getting benefits. Like, what kind of woman wants to be someone's personal assistant and they have the green light to smesh anytime they want and stuff like that? Come on now, that's definitely an enabler plus some.
And that's a lonely world too for athletes. I mean, she's fine, But I mean, that's got to be so lonely, and I'm sure you guys probably know athletes that have gone through that same situation where they feel like they don't have anybody that really wants to know them or really cares about them as a person, but instead it's kind of like if the money's there, if the partying's there, if the fame and the fortune and the rings are there, then that's cool. But then once you step out of that, sorry, don't know, you can't help you. You know, that happens a lot, right?
Yeah, it happens.
It does. You just got to have a plan, you know what I mean? Like you can go out and party and do what you do, but I mean, we've been doing that for years. Guys go out, drink, you know, going to dinner, having a good time, but at the end of the day, it's not going to last forever. It's just not, you know, and you got to have something in the back of your mind where you know that, you know, 10, 20 years from now, I know I'm not going to be playing ball for this long. So you just got to have a backup plan. You got to be thinking about something else to doing just besides partying. You know, even though you want to enjoy that moment, but you got to have another plan.
And I think Malik's character is realizing that, because even at the beginning of the episode when the owner was saying, you're just an employee. You know, it's not about Derwin, it's not about this, it's about my team, and you're just, you know, a little pawn or prawn. As he likes to say.
Bottom feeders.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, I think Malik is starting to realize that, oh, I'm not just the big shot. It's not just all about the money. I need to figure out a plan, and I think that's why he's just, you know, doesn't know how to deal with it, because he doesn't know what that is.
And what's great is whether you're Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, anybody, you're never as big as a team. You're never as big as an organization. So when John Singleton said that to Lauren London, you're just a dime a dozen TV. That's how we are. That's how we're looked at. Like, that's how it is. It's just one guy's looked at, oh, you can run that 40 and 4.0. Oh, we're going to give you all this money. Now come make me all this money back.
Just like if I wasn't hosting AFTERBUZZ, they would have another girl hosting AFTERBUZZ, right?
But we'd still miss you.
I know we would.
Thank you. But this is the
Fit
thing.
with Alan. Fit with Alan. Come replace it.
Because we're actually all AFTERBUZZ land. We're in Hollywood, California, and I want to hear everyone's perspective a little bit on, there's so many people wanting to be in the entertainment industry, whether it's music, modeling, acting, and do you ever feel with whatever you're doing that you're a dime a dozen? Because there's so many people.
No. I feel that way, but that's when you got to dig into yourself and find your own niche. When I came out here, you know, I wasn't getting much work, and one of my friends, Nicole Bitchy, she has this big site, and she had said to me, Fallon, like, you got to bring something different to the table that nobody else is bringing. So I went out, bought my own camera, started, you know, going to red carpets and doing interviews myself. And she was like, listen, there's other reporters that are doing that. So I really had to dig deep and say, okay, what am I passionate about that's going to be different from others? Now, I grew up as a competitive gymnast. I'm also a certified personal trainer, and I said, you know what, I have a love for entertainment, celebrities, and fitness. So now I have my own lane, you know, so now I'm not as replaceable as the next.
Yeah.
I totally do agree with you. You have to find your own niche, and as soon as you figure out what that is, personally, then you'll be, I don't think that you should ever look at someone else as competition. You're your own competition. And you just have to really just, you know, go balls out after what you want to do. And, you know, I'm a teacher, but that's my backup plan, because I knew, you know, I moved out here to California, Hollywood at that, and it's like, I don't want to be a struggling waitress. So it's like, okay, well, let me go to grad school, let me get my master's, and then I'll have something to fall back on while I'm out here trying to do broadcasting. Because when I first moved out here after undergrad, I couldn't find a job in radio. Nowhere. They're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, let me think about this. So you have to have a plan. You always have to have a plan B or C, D, whatever.
Yeah, and I think that goes for any industry that you're in, whether you're an athlete, whether you are an engineer, whether you're an accountant, whatever it is. I think there's other people that do what you do, that love what you do, but I think your passion for it and you focusing on yourself and saying, how can I be better at this, is what sets you apart from other people, not looking at what everybody else is doing, because when you start looking this way and this way, your eyes are not this way anymore. So then you're not focused, and unfortunately, you're getting off track, and people are going to beat you left and right because you're no longer looking your own way.
It's so true. My mom always raised us, and she said, always think you're the best, but never think that you're better than anyone. And it's really just about competing with yourself and going through. Not to say that it doesn't creep up on you sometimes, and definitely Derwin was experiencing that with, here's the rookie taking his place. He sees it as a competition, when it really, Bryce was trying to tell him, you lost your spot. Like, if you were peak performing, then I couldn't take it.
Derwin was out of line. That's out of line right there. Like, to come up to him. Bryce did nothing. All he did, he had a great college career. He put himself in a position to be the #1 pick of the draft. He didn't tell the owner, hey, I want to go to your team so I can take Derwin Davis's spot or anything like that. He's just doing what he was supposed to do. And you see that sometimes where first-round picks or second-round pick rookies come in. You'll see the older vet. Some of them, they're just cool guys. They'll show love and they'll do all that. But some of them, they'll look at the guy, have that chip on their shoulder and be like, well, you ain't taking my spot, Rook, and stuff like that. I mean, it's a competitive thing, but that rookie, it's not like he came in there like, oh, I'm coming to this team just to take this guy's spot. Right. Not only was a kid, he was drafted and he was traded. Yeah. So that was double something out of his control. Derwin was hating for that. You can't come up and do that.
No,
like,
you can't do that. But like I said, that stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
Guys come and go, guys get traded. But me being a vet, sometimes I may not want to help a Rook. Just because he's coming in.
Yeah.
If they draft let's just say they draft a receiver.
Yeah.
He's coming in for a reason. They drafted him for a reason. They like what he did in college. He fits the coach's scheme very well. So that guy's going to be there. And if you're not showing up and doing what you got to do, you're going to be out the door. So it's just the nature of the business. And
so
some
true.
Some guys don't understand it.
And we kind of almost ended the episode with Tasha Mack and Derwin sitting down, and she was giving him the lecture about.
I felt her motherly love.
Yeah.
Like, you can see that her relationship with him, even though, she no longer is managing him, like, she even said, that's why I love you. I see myself in you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives him the extra push, I think, because she says, you're going to go, you make lemonade out of lemons, pretty much. She tells him that this team is not doing good. I mean, what kind of world do we live in when Baltimore's not doing good? But, but she tells him, they're not doing good. And so that's what you do. You go in there and you change it. You make it better. And you try to think of ways how they can become better and how they can win. So this is going to be great for you. And I think that's when he really comes to the realization that, I gotta go. This is gonna be a good thing.
His character will be successful in life. Like life, for her to give him those accolades and those credentials, to commend him and say like, well, I can tell you're already sitting there plotting of a way to do this and do that. Like people like that who we get down, you get down for a little bit. That initial shock gets you for a little bit, but people like that, in the back of their head, they're thinking, all right, so I'll go to Baltimore. We got a good quarterback. How can I recruit some of my friends to come to this team to make this team better and, and stuff like that. That guy, like, the reason that he'll be successful is because he thinks like that. And that's, a lot of athletes have that and a lot of don't.
You got to think outside the box.
Well, speaking about predictions, because you think Derwin's character is going to be okay, let's talk about our predictions of one thing from this episode that we think is going to happen next episode. I think the whole Tasha Mack, Rick
I was
Fox
just about to say that.
Have to touch upon that. I kind of think that she's going to realize that Pookie might not be the one. I want Pookie to be the one, but I think Rick Fox was always her perfect complement. He is successful. He's that kind of, a very powerful woman needs a very powerful man, and I think that includes financially when she's so successful, just to keep that dynamic and keep her feeling like a woman. So I think Rick Fox might be getting in there.
Because Pookie doesn't fit into her lifestyle. Like you said, Tasha Mack, that's not her type of guy. Like, yeah, he's a thug, roughneck, been to jail and all that stuff. But he doesn't, like, he goes and gets her ginger ale, and like she tells him what to do. Go call Malik. Rick Fox ain't calling Malik. Rick Fox ain't doing none of that.
Exactly.
I'm Rick Fox. You call your son or do something like that. That's what she needs in her life. So I agree with you when you say Pookie's not gonna. It's not gonna work out.
He's not gonna make the team next season.
Plus, get naked on a Skype and stuff. Put your clothes on, man.
Oh, that was cute.
Oh.
I mean,
But-
yeah.
I mean,
not the taco meat on his chest, though.
I'm not even going front. I take that back. I'm not even going front.
Yeah, I don't think that's cute, because same thing, she was kind of forcing him to do it.
And she wasn't
Like-
taking anything off. She's like, oh, do it again. Her
That's the
clothes are on.
thing. It's kind of like,
She was halfway. What was that she had on, by the
she
way?
just
That was a weird
wrong.
get up.
She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing.
yeah.
But it's so cute because I like the fact that he brings out the side of her that she's not really allowed to show in this world, because it's kind of ghetto, it's kind kind of hood.
Yeah.
But this is how she grew up. This is what she knows. And it brings us, you know, when you get to a certain level in your career, it's always nice to be reminded where you came from.
Exactly.
And I think he provides that for her. And yeah, he had a little taco meat on his chest trying to show it off, but I think it was cute. It was a nice touch.
I think he
talk
needs to be in
about
her
taco
life.
meat. I got a little taco meat on mine. Like,
Cover that up.
Man.
Cover it
Stop
up.
it.
B.
I make
Come
tacos
on,
on
bro.
Taco Tuesday. I do not want to see your
taco
taco
meat.
meat.
Just
Okay.
ask Brandon for some taco
Back
meat.
to the
Can we cut to Ashley's expression, please?
She's like, no.
Any more
Say it.
predictions?
That was
before we get into news?
Ground beef,
That-
baby.
that
This
was
is ground
bad.
beef right here.
Oh, man,
It's that
come
good
on.
ground
We need
beef.
some ground turkey in the studio, not no ground beef. But my prediction is that we're going to see Malik hit rock bottom, and TT is going to play that male figure to help him back up. You know, we've seen TT being been, you know, thrown around by Malik, and we're going to see him really be, like you were saying, the angel on his shoulder, and to be the only one that's going to be there for him, because I think even his assistant is going to do him dirty in the season.
What about Tasha Mack? Do you think she's gonna?
I think Tasha might enable Malik, because I think she's going to be so caught up with her love situation, and that's something about Tasha. She's not good at balancing her
Yeah.
career and love, so she's going to be so torn between her love interest and Rick Fox that she's not even going to be there for her own son.
Yeah, and I'll say I agree with that too. And I also think for the Jason and Shardonay character, I think Shardonay is gonna become a little too big for her britches, because if you notice this episode, she was all like, "Ooh, look at all I'm in this
Yeah.
designer clothes!" Yeah, like she's super excited. So I think she's gonna turn the page and become somebody that she wasn't originally. And then Jason is gonna be like, "I don't like this person. I don't know who I've created, but I don't like her anymore."
That's a good point.
I definitely agree with you. I think that Shardonay is definitely going to transform into something that she never was. And then I think that I don't know how long Sierra's character is going to be in, you know, how many episodes she's going to be in, but I'm interested to find out when she's going to figure out that this was Lauren London's character's due, like, because it was on Boss Up and things like that. So how can you
point.
not know? I would think that she would check, you know, the gossip
that's-
sites or
gossip
whatever.
sites.
So it's weird.
My prediction.
Keep your shirt on, please.
Blueprint is gonna smash Sierra again. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
I
happen
hate
again.
that word.
That
What,
has to be
smash
the
or
official.
Blueprint?
That has to be the official word of the show. Like,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
when we say
I
that,
don't
when we
think
say
smash,
that,
because I didn't know what to say
Smash.
earlier. I was like,
I don't
You
like
can't
that
say,
word.
yeah, just say, smash it down. He's going to smash again. It's going to take him by episode 4 to finally smash Lauren London. It's going to be a nice dramatic thing.
It's gonna be he ain't gonna smash her. It's gonna be making love.
Okay, we'll call that making love.
God.
But he's going to renege on that and go back to something's going to happen with Sierra
I
again.
like this
feel like that. You
prediction.
think that? Okay, that's cool. Let's move along. Malik, yeah, he's gonna hit rock bottom.
oh, I thought you were gonna say
come
Malik's
there.
gonna smash. But you know that.
Here he goes.
He's gonna hit rock bottom. TT's he's gonna come to his rescue. TT's like the turtle from Entourage. Like he just grew
Yeah.
throughout the seasons. That's gonna happen for him. That's gonna be great.
Don't you think Malik already hit rock bottom? He says in the end of the episode that he's going to rehab.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again? Like.
Well, that's true. So you
I
think it's
mean,
gonna go further?
it's got to go. Like he has to be cut. He has to do something when he's in the car and someone gets affected.
That's
Someone
very
else's life has to be drastically affected for him to,
Certain people have to learn the
yeah,
hard way.
Yeah,
from
that's
the
the hard way,
wake-up.
unfortunately. So with that, and the Chardonnay Jason Pitts thing, she thinks she's, like she said, she's getting too big for her
She ghetto
britches.
fabulous.
Because what she say, we here knew I've made it, I've arrived. And Tasha Mack was like, yeah, black women don't know when they just out for whatever.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
But
blah, like,
I don't know. I think that is kind of unfair to say that she's getting too big for her britches. Like, isn't she allowed to be happy? You know what I'm saying? Isn't she allowed to like nice things and want to dress a certain way? I don't think it's necessarily changing who you are. She's always kind of
Yeah.
been into money and certain things. It's just that now she's in a different circle and she's enjoying it.
She used to be down to earth though, and I feel like I couldn't connect with her character in this episode.
You think she used to be down to earth?
I did.
yeah,
She worked hard. She's a bartender.
hard.
Yeah. And now she's like, to me, her character today would not go back to bartending.
At all.
Like, I'm not doing that. You make your own drink.
And I don't think I think it's okay to like nice things, but I think it's how you go about it. And I think in this episode, she was just name dropping on her designer clothes left and right. And it's like nobody else is talking about their name brands.
Looking like a peacock.
Right.
Like, all them feathers.
Nobody cares.
Like,
So I think it's how she goes about it that makes me say, she's turning into someone she's not.
Gotcha. I know, Megan, you have some news and gossip for us.
You said you don't?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Play the theatrics.
Can we get this? There we go.
you said I don't. I was like, what?
Okay, so the premiere of BET's The Game drew 2.5 million viewers.
Wow.
But that's not a good thing because that's actually 58% less than what they had last season opener. That was 5.3 million. It's not doing too good. And then 2011's season opener was 71% higher than it was this time. So a lot of people are saying they're attributing it to the fact that Melanie and Derwin, who were the central to this show, are now gone. And people are like, I don't know what I like about this new show.
But they were all tweeting that they got 4 million viewers. Did you guys notice that on the day? They were like, oh, thanks 4 million for watching, thanks this, thanks that. And then when the Nielsen ratings came out, it was kind of 2.5.
Yeah.
Right.
Twitter was on fire when the episode was going.
Yeah, because they were all
everybody was
tweeting live.
Yeah.
So you can interact with them.
And a lot of people were talking about how they were loving it. A lot of people. Well, I saw a lot of Pooch Hall tweets though. A lot of people were telling me.
He
But
was.
I feel like that was his best performance ever.
Yeah.
You know, best performance, and I'm sad he had to go.
Me too.
I'm glad Melanie's gone.
And you know, and the funny part is, I saw people also tweeting like, they were like, oh, I feel like Nunu is jumped from ATL to the game. That's a lot of Nunu. That's how I went over.
That's where you know her from.
Right.
That's Nunu. That's
Same girl.
That's all I know her from.
But man, all this ratchetness with BET, like she started off in the mirror like, girl, I'm gonna get ready, I'm gonna go do it. Like, come on, man, you gotta meet John Singletary.
It's so true. You know what? This is a far-fetched prediction, but I think that Melanie and Derwin are going to make a guest appearance. Come back. I think so.
I was kind of upset that Melanie didn't show up in this episode, at least on Skype, you know, kind of giving her boo some love. Like, it's okay, you're going to come over, you know, we're going to maybe start a family or start the next chapter in our lives.
But she's pregnant in real life, though, so...
And also, I think that goes
She couldn't Skype in something?
I think that goes into the news and gossip that people were saying that she actually got fired from the show.
Wow.
A lot of people were saying that she was saying that she decided to leave, but there was lots of reports that she got fired, and that would make sense why she's not going to be in any single episode.
Well, I know last season there was a lot of money issues, so maybe this season there was money issues, and she was just like, I got my own reality show. I'm good.
Yeah.
Baltimore comes back to play San Diego. That's how Derwin Davis is going to be back in there.
All right.
Nice prediction.
I hope I didn't spoil it for everybody. You know, I can see where they're going with it. I can definitely see where they're going with this.
Any more news and gossip?
That's it.
That was a great show, guys.
I know.
Shout out to Derek.
Hey,
Thank you.
You are a professional.
appreciate y'all for having me, man. It's been a blast.
Come back anytime.
What else is going on? You're about to go to training camp soon?
No training camp. It's off season. I'm a free agent right now. So all I'm doing out here is training, trying to get right and, trying to dibble-dabble in this film industry business right now.
So let everyone...
So I'm here, but you can check me out on Twitter at DHagan80. That's where I'm at. I'm on there just talking about a few things about that's going on in my life and, enjoying life. That's it.
Awesome.
So check me out.
Okay. Where can we find you, Brandon?
You can find me on Twitter at Cultured Athlete, Instagram at The Cultured Athlete. Guys, check out my website, www.brandon-london.com, and that's not the word dash, it's just a dash. You gotta put that disclaimer out there sometimes. But yeah, hosting, doing the AFTERBUZZ. We start training camp June 2nd up in Canada. So I'm down here with you guys doing this. I just signed with ITA, International Talent Agency out here.
Congratulations, you didn't
for
tell
my
me
acting,
signs.
for my acting and stuff. So I'm trying to be that Rick Fox, that Dwayne Johnson, that next athlete to really come in and take over. So
Nice.
thank you guys. Thank you guys.
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meg Scoop. That's like a scoop of ice cream, yeah.
And as always, at Tweet Nina Marie. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Nina Marie Gray. And add me as a friend on Facebook.
Is Nina Marie Gray your...
It's my middle name.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, it's Nina Marie and then my last name's Gray.
That's cute.
So Ashley Nina
That's
Marie.
real cute.
Thank you.
And I'm Fallon. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at FitWithFallon, and go to fitwithfallon.com, and I'll keep you posted with all your celebrity fitness news. I have the Beyonce workout up right now, so y'all gotta check that out.
Gotta get... I haven't been working out, so I don't even want to talk about that.
We'll get you going.
You can find me on Twitter at your girl Stanley. I'm not on Instagram. I think I'm the only person in Los Angeles.
Wow.
I need to get her
an
account.
I'm not on it either, so we go hand in hand.
Okay,
Are we
good.
in 2013?
I know, right? That was so 2011.
But I do have a website, so check me out, www.nadiastanley.com. And we had an amazing show, you guys. I'm so glad season 6 is started.
Rate, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week.
5
right?
stars. And we have to do a cheer going out, right?
Now who's gonna walk with the legs? Who's gonna walk with the
Producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.